Hello, viewers. Here's a mindful man reading another chapter called Find Snowy from Catastrophe. The pasta was piled on the plates and it looked and smelled delicious, and they immediately tucked in. I bet Snowy would love some of this, said Kate, and she turned around to Snowy's favourite place, and where she usually sat on a small cushion with a bowl in front of her. The bowl was full, but Snowy wasn't there. Oh my God, said Kate, where is Snowy? Instantly the sounds of knives and forks hitting the table rang out, and everyone looked under the table, then around the kitchen, and then the living room. Snowy, Kate cried out, but there was no response, not even a little squeak. Where can she be? Said Kate as she ran upstairs, and she checked every room and every cupboard and closet, but Snowy was nowhere to be found. Where are you, Snowy? Kate thought sadly, and panic rose in her chest. It was so unlike Snowy to go missing, she thought worriedly. What no one knew was that Snowy was becoming restless, and she loved the outdoors and missed the fresh air. I'll just nip out for a few minutes, Snowy thought to herself. No one will mind or notice. But people did mind. They were worried. Kate began to panic. She'd even looked inside the washing machine, and now it was time to look outside. As soon as Snowy stepped outside, she noticed that it had grown a lot colder, and there was a thin layer of frost on the ground. Snowy looked up at the darkening sky, and the moon shone like a newly minted coin, but Snowy shivered. She was a little afraid. Snowy's breath made little puffs in the air like a toy steam train, and then everyone began to shout Snowy's name. But she was too far gone to hear. They looked under the kitchen table, behind the sofa, behind the heavy curtains, in every room and in every room, but Snowy was nowhere to be seen. She disappeared as if by magic. Like a little steam train, she thought. Snowy looked through the gate, and there was no one about, and it was so quiet and peaceful, she thought. Just a few more minutes, Snowy said, and then I'll go back inside. Then a man appeared at the gate. Hello, Kitty, he said. What a beauty you are, he added, smiling. Snowy wasn't sure if she wanted to be stroked by a strange man. Then Snowy felt sorry for him, so she allowed the man to stroke her. After all, one quick stroke can't do any harm, can it? Snowy thought kindly. When the man got closer, Snowy noticed that he smelt funny, like licorice. He brushed her once, but he wasn't gentle at all like Kate. He was rough. And then he grabbed poor Snowy by the scruff of her neck and quickly stuffed her into the depths of his equally smelly carrier bag. It was at this moment that Kate burst outside with her friends, and Snowy heard her name being called, as if she was being carried away unnoticed, and then Snowy was put in the back of her car and driven away at speed. Oh, what have I done? Said poor Snowy to herself. If only I had stayed where I was. And she put her head on her paw and began to cry softly. Snowy was frightened and tears fell onto her paws. Luckily she was so tired from all of the commotion that she fell asleep. It was a short relief. When Snowy woke, it was pitch black in the car, and Snowy was feeling very frightened. She didn't have a clue where she was going or how she'd get back. The car turned left and right, and then it went straight for quite a long time, and then it went up a steep hill. Snowy was unsteady on her feet, and it felt like she was in a tumble dryer with all of the rocking about. Snowy was relieved when the car finally came to a creaking stop, and then the boot was opened. Hope you enjoyed that chapter. Please sub me.